All right, good morning. Can you guys hear me okay? Just want to check in. Hi, Andrea, Halbert, thanks for joining. I'm going to start in a little bit. Give me about a couple of minutes while we let everyone chime in. Hope you guys are having a wonderful morning and take loads of notes because I'm going to be sharing with you some really great info on what has worked for me in the past when it's time to host a seminar, right? We'll get started in a couple of minutes. Thank you guys for attending. So this is also going to be recorded. So if there's anything that you missed that you didn't take notes on, we're going to go ahead and send you this video right over to you once we are done in about a couple of hours, okay? So we'll get a couple of people an opportunity to chime in here. Let me get my presentation ready. Start sharing my window. All right, so let's get started here. Give me 1 second. All right, well, we're gonna get started. Thank you guys for chiming in today. Today's presentation is going to be about how to host a first-time homebuyer seminar. My name is Liz Yuncor with New World Mortgage. I've been in the mortgage industry. This is my 24th year, and in those 24 years, believe it or not, I started hosting workshops from the moment I started my career, and I'll explain to you a little bit why. I came in from an educational banking background, and one of the things that we were taught when I previously worked at a bank was that customer service and education to the consumer was the utmost important way to reach out to clients, add value to them. So I came with that and kind of carry that over into the mortgage industry. So when I came in as a new loan originator, I tried, just like you as an agent, to try to find a space where you could add value to your current clients, to your future clients, okay? And once you do that, then you start building this following, and you're going to be able to always be known as that educator for your client. So today we're going to share a lot of information. Like I said, my name is Liz Yuncor. If you signed in through our social media platform, or I invited you personally, or you have hosted a workshop before with me, welcome back. Welcome to this workshop. It's going to be really great. My office is located in the city of Downey. I have been here in Downey for 24 years. We are a team of 4. Including my virtual assistant, who is very helpful and always, helping me out to make sure that these seminars are successful. We have a full-time processor, a full-time loan partner, and a loan assistant. That is at my current location. Our corporate office is in Roseville, California. We make up about 380 branches nationwide. We are approved to do loans across all the states through the U.S. We do out-of-state loans. So for those who have clients that are referring them out of state, we can definitely assist you with the loan transaction. Okay. 24 years, right? It went by so quickly, and I'm always thinking, what is next? What can we do different? How is the business has changed in today's market? It's really important to recognize how our clients are looking at us. Okay, that means me as a lender and you as an agent. It's really important to see and identify yourself first. Like, if a client meets you, how are you standing aside besides just being a realtor or a lender, right? Why would they work with you versus someone else, right? There's hundreds of lenders, there's hundreds of realtors out there. And in today's industry, our biggest competitors are Zillow, Redfin, online platforms. And because the online platform, it's really gearing our client for information. See what they're giving them. They're giving them information that you are probably not providing to them at the instant that they're logging online. So you don't want your clients to log online and go look for information through the resources, because what happens there is that once they get into the Zillow world or online platforms, all these agents are paying for advertising are popping up, right? The algorithms are so high because we're paying so much money for Google online search that they're popping up. So you can't stop the algorithm for someone that's financially investing to be there, but you can position yourself to be that trusted advisor if you're also providing the same type of information to them. So if you already meet with someone at an open house and they go and search, give you an example, John, at Remax, and they find nothing on John on Remax, then they're going to go, well, I'm looking for a first-time buyer program. I want a handbook. I want to know more. They're going to go browse online to other platforms. So it's really important to have information on these social media platforms and also online with Google. So that's going to be another class, but the reason why I'm tapping into that is because it's really important to have that presence online, because that's going to help you increase your attendance for your first-time home buyer workshop. Okay, so as we go through the presentation, you want to ask any questions, please raise your hand. I'll definitely, answer them for you. But let's go through some of the tips of what makes our first-time home buyer successful. I've seen some agents doing some amazing stuff and promoting them. They bring cookies, lunch, everything, and they get 2 or 3 people attending. And then I see some agents that have 30, 40 families, and we'll tap a little bit about what is the right amount of people at your workshop and when do you feel that it's a successful one. Okay, so let's start here. This is not moving. Okay. Why should you host workshops? Okay, not only are you educating your clients, but you're preparing them for the escrow process. And I'm sure all of you have had hiccups or experience where your client didn't understand the process. We still get them. There should be no client that should go through an escrow process without understanding it. Okay, so you have to start from there. You also are able to partner up with other community leaders who are ready to put your client into escrow. When I mean community leaders is that if you're live in the city of Lakewood, Long Beach, any surrounding neighborhoods in Southeast LA, you need to know your community in order to have a successful first-time home buyer workshop. I'm in the city of Downey. We host annual workshops here with different agencies like Freddie Mac, Affordable Housing, City of Downey's, also affordable housing sector. I team up with the VAs, with the local veteran association. All these different resources, they want to teach. They're there to teach. It's part of their curriculum. It's part of their annual mission. It's to do outreach, especially with today's market with affordable housing. It is the biggest topic that's on top of mind for anyone in the city. So getting to know your community, attending city council meetings, attending, Kiwanis, Rotary Club, regular, markets, find out what are they doing to educate the community with home ownership or even rentals, right? People that rent are going to buy, and team up with them and ask them, hey, when are you hosting a workshop? It's very likely they already are, but they already have it in their calendar. You can actually log into any community center, any community's website, any city, and find out there when their next workshops is. I highly recommend you attend one. and you get to know where these community leaders are, right? And finding out when and how you can team up with them, because when you work with the public audience, they already have a database. They have a database, they have, marketing, they're already out in street fairs promoting these events. And can you imagine if you're that trusted realtor as an advisor, don't come as a salesperson, come in as an educator. So you have to change that language as well when you're talking to clients. Most of my workshops that we host, I team up with the state of California, with cities, different agencies, and we offer the program without any commitment to work with me, any commitment to work with any of my realtors. We just come from an educational standpoint. So really important to get to know that. Anyone that's passionate about education, you should be talking to that person if it's something you want to do. That's how you're going to start creating that successful workshops, okay? Start with the presentation, right? So people say, well, what am I going to say? They always ask me, Luz, can you come and present? What are some of the topics? Well, just like you present to your client, I always recommend my agents present in a seminar. What are those things that you're talking about, right? Are you talking about the buying process? Are you talking about home inspections, termite, right? Just keep it very minimal and present that. If you want to focus on presenting on a specific program with the lender, or about reading a prelim or home insurance, is such a great topic right now, right? All my clients have gone higher insurance this year, escrow account shortage. Great topic. Are you suffering from higher tax rates, higher insurance? Come into our webinar and find out what you should be looking at, what should you avoid, how can you, discount some of those fees, talk about it, educate them, and you're going to attract a crowd. So adding value and creating a presentation that people are going to have the aha moment, it's going to be really important. Okay. We change up our workshops a lot. I have a speaker that we've been doing workshops with for almost 4 years. She has not changed anything on her workshop. It works. Okay. I have a realtor that I've been working with for 7 years, a little bit closer to 8 now. And his presentation has been the same all the time. He only allows me to put in slides in there about updates on products, but his presentation looks the same, including his picture, which I always bug him and say, you need to update your photo and your video because we don't look like that anymore. So a lot of these things are always the same. So you want to create a really professional presentation. You also want to create a presentation that it comes from you, like that it's really you, not me, not other agent, not a brand. If you already have a pre-format defaulted presentation, add some flavor to it, add something personal, right? Whether it's a quote. I love when my agents start with a nice motivational quote on home ownership, because we always see the crowd, just kind of agreeing, right? When they see the quote about home ownership, they agree and they're like, yes, this is what we want. So you see the reaction of the audience. So you want to make sure you're able to do that. There's also, when you set up a presentation, what kind of presentation you're going to set up to which audience. Is it going to be to a webinar audience or a in-person seminar? And why those two things are really important, because when you're hosting a webinar online like I am, you need to have a lot of energy to present. You need to be at a very quiet place. You also need to have a lot of hand expressions. You need to be able to reflect back on pictures. Consumers, when it comes to online webinars, they're very visual, right? They're very visual in person. They're going to be more visual through a webinar. They want to, see a lot of you. They want to see your energy. They want to see your emotion. They also want to see pictures. Okay. So the more pictures you put and you're ready and prepared to present, the better they're going to feel about you. And they're going to be connecting with you, just like I'm connecting with you now, right? They're going to be engaged with the conversation. So keep in mind about the different types of presentation you're doing. Do not bore them. The last thing you want to do is bore them with the presentation. Zoom is really important for this too, because Zoom has 2 different features. The feature I'm hosting today, it's a webinar feature, not a conference online. And what's the difference with the webinar is that You can put polls, you can do raffles, you can do music, you can play music in the background. There's so many great features from a webinar. Sometimes people are also very shy about showing their faces, so you want to make sure all those little tech things are taken care of before you present on a webinar. Okay, in person, it's a lot easier. People get to see you, they know your character, you feel the chemistry, you feel the crowd. In-person seminars, much better. If you love to present, I love to present. So for me, meeting people, it's my thing. I love being in front of clients. But if you are hosting a webinar, I highly recommend you prepare yourself by doing the presentations and recording them and watch them yourself. You probably will not like the way you look the first time, but keep in mind, this is for your clients, not for you. Record it, present it, upload it to YouTube, and don't look back and think I didn't look good, my hair was off position, or I didn't have the right movement. One of the things I do recommend when you host webinars is that you're always centered, okay, like this. There's nothing, it's centered from the top to the bottom as well. So you have to be very centralized, not this way. I have a lot of people that host webinars this way. I have people that host webinars too forward, you're in their face, too back, you look too little. So it has to be perfect. And you can watch a lot of YouTube videos on webinar etiquettes as well, right? So it's really important to know how to host a webinar online. You need to have a lot of energy, drink a cup of coffee, do it early in the morning like me, have that energy. On the Saturday morning works best. If you're going to do it on the Thursday evening, take about an hour off before you present. Don't be in a rush because the clients feel your energy. They know, like, she was not prepared to do this. Okay, so really important tips to do. The goal of your first time seminar is to get comfortable with your presentation. Like I mentioned earlier, know what you're going to say, practice, practice, practice. So that way you're not looking at your PowerPoint presentation and just going by check marks, right? You want to know your check marks is just to guide you. It's a direction to tell you, okay, next slide. You're focusing on A, you're focusing on B, and you're talking about C. But there's nothing better than a presenter to be natural, right? I mean, we've seen those presentations where people just go and they just talk and read what they have on their slides. It gets boring. Where you are more engaged is when you're talking to them and you're feeling the audience, whether it's through a webinar or it's an in-person. So get comfortable with your presentation. Know what you're going to be talking about. Know what you're going to present. Know your craft. You are a real estate professional. You should know how to present, and you should know how to talk about real estate. We talk about it every single day. It's no different. Okay. And introduce yourself as a industry professional and how you can support and how you lead the community. So seminars and webinars are a perfect way to do that. Most of my clients that come in, I work a lot on referrals. I am a very consumer direct loan officer. I deal a lot with consumers, more than I deal with realtors. And it's through my webinars, through my first-time buyers, in-person presentations. I have repeat people coming into my in-person seminars with the state of California. I see the same family back to in person to my seminars that I recognize their faces and their names now all the time. And it's them bringing a sister, them bringing a friend, them bringing uncle, and also the location that we picked to do these seminars are amazing, and they're very welcoming, and there's nice little coffee and pastries, and it's a great location, so clients feel welcome. So it's also really important if you're ever going to do a really big event, which we can talk about preparing for that another day. It's important to have a great location where clients are not going to feel intimidated. I don't do them in my office. I don't do them at a real estate office. When I work with community leaders, I do it at a nonprofit, typically organization, whether it's a public library. I do them at city community centers. Those are your best place. Any organization that belongs in the philanthropy world, people like that too, that if you're hosting events through there. I use the ARC here of Los Angeles in the city of Downey. everyone that works there, their chef, their leaders. It's they do great work for the community. They refer me a lot of clients. They post my seminars on their website. They, promote me through, their local community as well. So I'm teaming up with them now, right? I started just renting and now they're part of my team. They want these events to be successful because if I continue to succeed, they succeed by renting out the location every month for me, right? And it's creates jobs. So when you do this, it's an opportunity. So definitely team up with that. Your clients will get to know you like, hey, go to, Joe, because he is going to be hosting a workshop next month. It has to be a repeat thing as well. It helps you become familiar with different questions as well. That's really important. When one of my presenters and myself, we say the same joke all the time, every time, right? We present the same motivational quote every time, all the time. And people that come in, they're attending it twice because some clients don't get it the first time. They'll come back again and they will ask the questions because they will go home and they'll come back and say, I forgot to ask them that question. And there's a lot of consumers that are not ready to buy now. They just want information. And this is why these events are important. Don't host these events to expect to create a sale. If you do, great. I have one agent that has beginner's luck all the time. Every time we host a seminar in person, we get an escrow. He's lucky. I don't know, but we always have an escrow. 7 years in the making, we probably do about 7 to 8 sales a year from hosting seminars with one specific partner. And we never have more than 2-3 people attending. And for him, that's a successful event. So you have to kind of get that. Do you need 100 people there? No. Is 3 families enough? Absolutely. Is 1 family enough? Absolutely. And if no one shows up, go online and host your seminar on Facebook, public. Then that you're already there, you're already dressed up, you're ready, ready to go. Why not present? So it's never a waste of time to do this, okay? How do I promote a seminar? So I don't know if you guys have, and then please, if you have hosted a seminar, put it in the chat. I want to see who's done a seminar and tell me a little bit about if you had a successful seminar. Okay, I didn't put a poll on this one today, but if you could put in the chat, if you hosted a seminar before, say yes, and how many people attended. Okay, I want to know a little bit about like your history on hosting seminars. That would be great. If you have hosted a seminar or have not hosted a seminar, here's some of the things that it's important for you to know to start one. Set a date. Okay, even if you're not ready, even if you're afraid, even if you think you're not gonna make it, set a date. Put it on your calendar already. Okay, put it already in August. I'm going to have this seminar in September, October. If it's once a quarter, if it's twice a year, when do you want to have these seminars? Put it already on your calendar. Okay, because now you have the accountability, you have the commitment to host it. If it's going to be a webinar, go ahead and create a Zoom link. Okay. Also create, I didn't put this here, but create already your save the date on Eventbrite and let it roll. Even if it's not ready, if it's not detailed, if it's not with all the descriptions, go ahead and put that, write this down, save the date, what your intentions are, and already post it on Eventbrite because it's going to be there and the algorithm is going to grow. Don't wait to put it a week before, 2 weeks before. Do it now. If you know you're going to have one in September, put it now on Eventbrite with the save the date, first time home buyer workshop coming to your neighborhood in person, a webinar, whatever that means, and have the algorithm already be there and existing. Because as people start looking for local events, you're going to be popping up and now you're going to start building your SOI, right? So it's going to obviously start moving you up the ladder when it comes to searches. If you're not familiar with Eventbrite is such a great tool. Now you have to pay for it because it just got really good. Before it was for free. I think it's free for up to 25 people, but I think anytime after 25, you have to invite. So if you don't want to pay Eventbrite for social media ads, then you, by creating a Zoom link is enough to promote your webinar. Okay, so if you're on a budget, don't think you have to do Eventbrite. You can just create a Zoom link, attach it to that with the QR code and start promoting it. Because Zoom also can do a lot of the stuff that Eventbrite does, with the exception of promotion and marketing. Create a flyer. It's important. The message has to be there. With AI today, you don't need my help anymore. You can go to AI and say, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I want to talk about. This is what I want to say. This is, my personality. This is my message. You tell everything that's in your brain to AI. Talk to AI like he's your best friend. Okay. And then just hit send. AI is going to come back and say, this is how you should do it. The presentation, your target, your subjects, everything you need to do with promotion will also be set with AI. So it's such a great tool. I use it. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to do this. I feel like exploring this. I feel like sending this message. What do I say? I get a few tips from AI that I didn't have before. So I'll implement that to my new flyer. Okay, so create a flyer for it's really important so you can start really getting that message out. Promote your SOI. It's really important. Your sphere of influence is really important that they get to know there's no one that's going to want you to succeed more than your SOI, right? Your friends and family. A lot of times our friends and family don't buy with us. They don't do their loans with us. They don't buy with you, and that's okay, but they can refer other people to you. I have one cousin that did a loan somewhere else. I still read her loan docs. I was fine with it, but she refers me to everyone that she works with. Sometimes friends are very personal with their things, and so are our family members. So that's okay. But as long as they are your biggest cheerleaders, they can continue to refer your clients. So start with your SOI, all the social media platforms, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can create videos. You can do posts. People like to see you. I noticed that with a lot of my audience is that they love the flyer, but they love the flyer and you talking, right? So you can now with the green screen with Instagram, you can actually record yourself with the flyer. YouTube also has short reels, right? So they have these videos now that you can record just like Instagram on YouTube, and it's great because you can use it through different platforms. You can also stick it to YouTube as a future entrance to your video that you're going to record. You upload it, and then you're ready to go. So those are some things that are also very useful. Start creating. Where's your audience at? I recommend go everywhere. We have a checklist. If you want, I can share it with you after the presentation. I'll have my assistant send it, where we check off every platform when we're hosting a webinar. Okay, some webinars, we do them, last minute, like this one, where like last week, I'm like, you know what? I've been talking to a lot of people about seminars. I have a few agents that want to know, let's present, let's do it. So we did a really quick flyer. We put it on Instagram, we blast it, we send it out, and we now have a few people onto the seminar, right? So really easy, ready to go. You should always have your presentations ready, because if there's a client that wants you to present, or a company that calls you, say, hey, can you present for me next week? You need to say, yes, I'm ready. Show up, you have your presentation, you feel good about it, you know how to present, you're ready to go. But you should have every single platform, LinkedIn, TikTok, if you're in there, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Google, right? Google profile needs to be there. Any platform that you currently use, you should be promoting those events. Okay, let's go on to that move. Excuse me. So a lot of promotion, okay? People are not going to show up unless you promote this event, okay? It's my goal to help you get people in there, but I I'm not the only one that it's hosting an event. You're not the only one that's hosting an event. There's more people. So you have to say why they're coming to you. And most of the time, because they know you, or you ask them to come and show up through your open houses, right? So you need a lot of promotion. Facebook groups, I talked about it, right? Everything, promote, local neighborhood flyers, events. You would be surprised. Most of my events are my followers that keep coming back. I have a database of over 8,000 past consumers that have registered to come into one of my in-person events that didn't make it, that attend after they tried to be there a year ago. Okay. I also have a lot of followers on Eventbrite that follow all my updates, that follow all my seminars, follow all my presentations. They're waiting to see if Lou's going to talk about something different. Is she bringing another topic? So if you have not yet chimed into Eventbrite and the new tools, I highly recommend. It's really powerful. You know, a lot of companies are using them. That's a good way for you to promote. You can create ads through there that will navigate through all your social media platforms. So definitely do a lot, okay? Don't expect one flyer, one post to get people in the door. It has to be a lot, and you're gonna need to do a lot probably for the first year, okay? And then afterwards, you're gonna have that, you know, already that reputation to be the educator. You're really gonna have people that team up with you that are going to automatically get you the audience. I team up with Cal Heffa. I team up with Platinum. I team up with Freddie Mac. They trust me as their community leader. They're willing to come out and present for me. They're willing to promote for me. You know, what better way to get people in the doors with these agencies? You can do the same. You can team up with local affordable housing, developers. You know, I can't do that. I'm not a real estate agent, but think about that. New construction comes in, right, in your neighborhood. 30% of that needs to be sold to affordable housing, right? Just an example. What does affordable housing mean? It means that a family can't make a certain amount of income per year in order to qualify for that home. So if you go and promote the houses as a way for people to learn how to acquire this great home valued at $550, where the rest are $600, and you host a seminar that says, come and learn how to buy a home in Santa Ana priced at $500,000 for affordable housing through down payment assistance programs. I can guarantee you will get people in there. I don't have any of my agents telling me, Luz, let's do this. If I was a realtor, I would go out there and start doing that, right? People cannot afford homes anymore. It's hard. Every single client that we talk to, their budget's $750 and under. $750 and under, and $750 doesn't get as much in Los Angeles anymore. However, they are going to be neighborhoods that have affordable housing. City of Downey alone has 365 current units being developed that will be done in the next 3 years, and 35% of those units will be for affordable housing. So that means out of those 365 units, my clients are going to be able to have access to about 98 of those properties that they're going to be able to buy with down payment assistance programs and for a cheaper price. Every city has to do it. Every city has to be able to comply with affordable housing. So look in your local neighborhoods. Think out of the box, right? Hosting workshops is not just giving information, it's thinking out of the box as well. Why should people come to you and not to another agent's, same repetition first time buyer workshop? Give them something they want to deliver. The last 2 years I've been delivering Dream for All program. I became the Dream for All program to-go person, right? We had in like the last 60 days over 245 pre-approvals, applicants. We had hundreds pre-approvals that we took out, and that was because we've been talking about Dream for All program for the last 2 years with the state of California. That all 2 for years accumulated for us to be really busy. Now we're working on our next chapter. What is going to be the next thing that our clients are going to be attracted so they can continue to attend our workshops, right? So it's always growing. It's always growing your audience, and you're going to love doing this in the future. It's going to be one of many outlets that you will receive business from. And after your seminar, it doesn't stop there. You're going to have an amazing, great, successful seminar. You need to follow up. You need to get together. If you don't have a team, with your coach, I can definitely help you come up with a system after a seminar, how you're staying on top of your attendance. The biggest mistakes a lot of agents do, they host seminars. They say hello to everyone, they say goodbye, they call them once, and that is it. Well, that's not enough. That is not enough. You need to follow up, you need to follow up, you need to follow up, you need to follow up with the campaign. You need to have already pre-built campaign that the moment people attend, they attended, the campaign runs. You need to create follow-up videos. You need to be able to provide information, show them what's coming up in their neighborhood. All this information you're going to collect when people start attending your seminars. So it's not just registering coming in, you need to get to know your audience. So it's really important for you to be able to know and recognize who is coming into your seminar, how you should follow up with them afterwards. Co-hosting, we can definitely help you co-host an event. I would be more than happy to come in and talk about different down payment assistance programs, city programs, if you're focusing on a city. What does affordable housing mean? It's a big topic. I think that should be a great one. Things like, loans that are, designed for environmental properties. A lot of people don't talk about what solar panels mean and to somebody's home, energy efficient loans. It's also a nice topic for a lot of these neighborhoods. So I would recommend, if you are going to be co-hosting with somebody, is that you team up with, they can add something different than what you're doing. Now, if you want the other person to help you co-host to present 80% of the presentation, then think about what that 20% is going to look like, that people are not just going to remember me, but they're going to remember you. Remember, we're just adding on to your presentation, okay? When I host an event, I think about very strategic, like, am I hosting this with the state of California? Then, I'm the co-host, they're my primary speakers. What am I going to say that's going to piggyback to her message or his message? Same thing with you. If you're going to host, how am I going to come in? How we're going to collaborate? What information you're going to provide that I can provide behind you, that the client's going to be really clear about and not confused on our roles. Because it has happened where my agents try to present the lender stuff, or vice versa, the client's looking at us at the end saying, so do I go to you for the loan, or you, so it gets a little bit confusing. So you want to make sure that as we present, that's super transparent, okay? So co-hosting is really important. I love to co-host with people, even when I do presentations for agents. I love to have an insurance company, a title company, anyone that's going to help add value to what I'm doing. All right. If you want more information, go ahead and visit our website, send us an email, look at us up in Instagram. A lot of the events that I hosted at, sometimes I just hide them in my profile because it just gets too busy. I try to leave, out of the box kind of presentations on my Instagram. If I were to post and keep all of them on, my Instagram would look really cluttered. Some stuff is on Reels, some stuff is on YouTube. My stuff is a little bit everywhere, depending the audience. If you go to Eventbrite and you do start following me for Eventbrite, you're going to see a list of all our past events that I have hosted. You're more than welcome to go in there and kind of look at things that I've done with collaboration. I do recommend that if you're, whatever city you're in, to go into Eventbrite and log in and find out what other agents are doing and what are they presenting. And I can almost guarantee you that more than 70%, the language is the same. Join for first time homebuyer workshop, or mimosas and stuff. You don't need to give your clients drinks, by the way, okay? No alcohol, please. No alcohol, no mimosas in the park, seminars. Clients are not, I give my clients some nice muffins, pastries, and a cup of coffee. That's it. We don't need to have breakfast. We don't need to serve a lot. Remember, if the clients are there to learn, all they want is to learn. That's it. They don't need any extra stuff, right? I know a lot of my agents love to do a lot of big things. My recommendation and big tips is don't. because it's a very big expense. It's going to discourage you from doing future workshops. If you have to put $200-300 of your money out of pocket every time you do one, it gets expensive, especially if you're renting a location. If you already have one, great, host it there. So keep it minimal, right? If coffee is too much, water and cookies, that's all you need. And some really great valuable information. So don't go extra and spend a lot of money on events. I highly recommend that you don't. Spend that money on promotion versus spending the money on what you're feeding the client. So take a look at our information. Please let us know. If you guys have any questions on anything, feel free to reach out to me. Hopefully this webinar was helpful. I'm going to send you, I'm going to type in my cell phone number in the chat. If you guys don't have it, go ahead and give me a call back. If you'd like for me to email you this presentation or links to other seminars that I've done, go ahead and send me an email and I will send you over some info. If you want to brainstorm on some stuff too, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy. How often should we do one? It's always a big thing. It's up to you. You know, I host one in person with my different community leaders, you know, whether depending on timing, sometimes it's VAs season and I do a lot of VA stuff. If it's home ownership month, I collaborate with a lot of the cities. Throughout the year, I'll do a lot of stuff with the state of California. That's every month I have that, right? So I do a lot of city stuff through the month. And in between, I do a lot of co-hosting with agents, whether it's seminars or in persons. Pretty much every Saturday of the month, with the exception of one Saturday, I work and I'm hosting seminars. So just imagine, right? 365 days, 52 weeks. I'm hosting seminars about 38, weeks of the year, or if not more. And that's Saturdays. And then I'm hosting Thursdays seminars on web. Okay, I'm doing webinars online every third Thursday of the month. And that can alternate from Spanish, first time buyer workshops to even a translated Korean workshop. I work with a big Korean community, so we'll host those as well. We will, present on ADUs, anything that's trending that comes up last minute, I would jump on it and start presenting because I don't want to lose that audience, right? So if a new project comes up in your neighborhood and, people are going to start inquiring about the new Lehman Brothers, development on 45 homes, I would jump on it. Like, come and learn how you can, buy these units and 30% are affordable housing with down payment assistance program this Thursday, 6 p.m. Jump on it. So it's like, we have to be like, I have a friend that works for the TV and she does news and she's like, we have to be like, if it's a big storm, we got to catch the news and we have to promote it and we have to talk about it. Okay, so that way you start creating a buzz and you have to create an audience. So really important to know those things. Think about a date. Think about if you do want to collaborate with somebody, what does that look like? And put it on your calendar. Put it on your calendar. I will send everyone a checklist of all the things you need to do to have what social media platforms you should consider. And it's also not a bad idea. There's a lot of Instagram groups now today, like City of Long Beach has Long Beach Community Instagram that they give all the news about restaurants and up and coming events and street fairs that you can promote your workshops through there for like $25. It's very minimal. Southgate has it, LA has it, Whittier has that too. I think Whittier has this thing that's called like What's Up Whittier. So look to see who is creating a crowd in those cities that can help you engage with a larger audience and start promoting through there. So it takes time. It's a lot of information that I'm giving you. Again, I've been doing them for a lot of years and I'm always recreating ways to make sure they're successful. Are they always successful? No. But that's okay. I don't give up. I continue to do them because it's really important. It's part of my business plan to continue to educate consumers through education, through workshops. So then I do them online and I do them in person. It becomes part, it's like an open house, right? You do an open house every weekend. You plan one Saturday a month, not to host an open house, but to do a seminar. It has to become part of your pattern. It has to be part of your business plan. Once you execute few of them, all of them will become really easy. Everything's already pre-format. So thank you guys for joining. It's 11:45. I want to make sure that I respect everybody's time. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm here to help. I want you to be successful. The business is changing. The industry is changing. Social media platform, it's really the way, the next generation is going to start looking for us as, business professionals. So if you're not there now and your presence is not there, start with a seminar. Start with an in-person or a webinar, whatever you like, whatever you think. And if you want to practice and present to me, and I can tell you very confidential, like, it doesn't look good, your voice needs to be your tone, your pitch, I can help you. That's what I'm here for. When I started doing this online webinars, COVID really forced me to do a lot of webinars, a lot, right? So prior to, we did a lot in person and some Zoom ones, but COVID just pushed that on steroids to a high level. So we started presenting a lot of webinars. So get comfortable with it. Don't be afraid, and join the audience out there that's also hosting these events. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you guys for joining me. I will be sending the presentation out to you and the checklist of how to start a presentation. All right. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.